We're good?
Okay.
Okay, start meeting with the agenda, the first item, the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just one quick remembrance of a doctor who was here many, many years ago, Dr. Golden. He passed away. He's 99. He was on the corner down here on Genesee and Academy. That's what. And he's the one that gave us all the land by Dugan Park. That's why it's called Golden Park. Thank you.
Any additions, deletions, changes to the agenda? We've got a couple of things that we've written in this afternoon, Sarah and I, nothing to be too concerned with, but we'll review those things that are on there.
Anything I had was a solicitor's permit under
Okay.
clerks for department.
Yep. We added that.
Oh,
Sorry.
I imagine it might be covered in your report, but like for parents, Pompo, progress with Pompo.
I don't have one because they just started in January
Okay,
and it's,
They
well,
literally just finished this morning, so I haven't really had a follow-up review of what.
thank you.
so we will
You're giving me
either.
that up-
Either at the end of the meeting or the end of the month meeting or the first meeting in February, we'll have more information to report about them. Because I have to give them some calls about some other issues too. So far, they balanced their book. for-
Yes, so that was their
September.
first task was to balance the books.
And
That's
their
what
other
they
task
do.
was that they're starting to do payroll.
Yep,
And that
So-
had a few little glitches, but those got worked out. And so that's what there is to report at this point.
Thank you.
So it's
I
something.
wasn't sure that's what, when you were asking.
I wasn't
that's
sure
what
if you were asking
ultimately
for more
wanted.
or not, but that's the gist of what's gone on in the couple of weeks that they've been are working for us.
The
Thank
only
you.
other part was I don't think I ever got a copy of the contract.
I put it in your mailbox, though.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Meeting minutes of December 22nd, 25.
And thank you for your attention to detail, so that's what I get for
I
copy
wasn't
and
there.
paste.
I wasn't there.
So Casey corrected the fact that she was not able to be there because she was ill. And now she's better. hopefully.
Now everybody's
Now I'm sitting next to Mark and praying.
Thanks a lot. I move to accept the minutes as amended.
A second.
We're gonna second it. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay.
Actually, you can still vote on them as long as they make sense when you read them, that they're like,
Okay,
you
I
know.
watched the live stream, read the minutes, and so then
So yes, you can certainly.
Okay, so just quickly, before we get into like our organizational types of things for the meeting, I just wanted to give you a couple of quick updates. So one is the update on the water main break. We've been having frequent Zoom meetings with Aqua, Jeff Brown and his assistant in regards to how the work is progressing. So the repair is in process, as you probably know, through news media. And it still is expected to be completed by the end of this week, although that's always a question. In the process, they've added an additional 10-foot section of pipe to be replaced within that project. And they have been working with Onondaga County Department of Health and the New York State Department of Health as to what testing will need to be done following the completion of the repair before they can start utilizing that water and put things back to normal again as it was before the break. Water conservation is still a very high priority. Ensure that we have all the water necessary for life items. And I'd like to thank all the village residents and our neighbors and surrounding communities for their cooperation and conservation efforts during this time. And also ask to be diligent in keeping those conservation efforts going forward until the project and all the testing has been completed. That's the latest I've heard on any of that. Just gonna read through this quickly, but that's why I'm giving you a copy so you can look at it at your leisure when you have nothing better to do. But just a quick recap of 2025, and this is in no particular importance or order, but just the order that I put it together in. So Department of Public Works during 2025, Tyler Massett was promoted to the DPW superintendent after the resignation of former Superintendent Bob Hall. During the course of 25, the DPW employee contract was renegotiated for a 3-year term. And of course, the DPW has continued to do street paving, sidewalk repair, day-to-day trash recycling, kitchen compost, park maintenance, plowing, and so much more that we take for granted as we go around and we don't even know that they're doing it, but they're doing it to keep our village the way it is. The village clerk's office appointment of Karen Shepherdson as clerk treasurer following the retirement of our longtime clerk Lori Corsett. Appointment of Gwen Hall as deputy clerk and appointment of Patty Wortley as deputy clerk. And they've been in the process of working on updating our email, county accessibility. We've been working with J. Pomco Company, who's assisting us with our bookkeeping efforts. And of course, they do so much more than just those few little things also for us. Fire department, the continued success of the model started many years ago of a paid volunteer staff department, continued cycle of volunteers applying and leaving, and continued success of the dorm student participation. Purchase this year of 3 new ambulances, purchase of a management software with the Manlius Fire Department, cost saving measure for both departments. Received a federal staffing grant to fill 4 positions for a 3-year period of time, and received a DASNY grant towards the cost of replacing a section of the roof. Just recapping 25. Grants, we have a community development grant that is approved for our boiler replacement at the Fayetteville Activity Center, formerly the Fayetteville Senior Center. A Bridge New York grant for the replacement of the bridge over the Ledyard Canal on West Franklin Street. SMTC grant to study the Route 5 corridor. Department of State and Onondaga County grants to study and revise our zoning codes. And Blueway and Greenway grant from Onondaga County for improvements along the feeder canal. And our sidewalk grant, which has been ongoing. The tree commission was revitalized with new commission members. The tree inventory and management plan were approved and provided to the village. This fall, they planted 24 trees with the help of commission members, volunteers, and DPW, and awarded the Tree City designation again this year. Parks Committee successful request to work with SUNY ESF students who, as a class project, will present projects they visualize for our parks as described in our parks master plan. Coordinated removal of dead trees from Duguid Park and Bird Sanctuary, working with volunteers to improve the bike trail and pump tracks at Duguid Park. Renewable Fayetteville Committee has held informative meetings promoting ways in which we can improve the environment in which we live. General items, a mural was completed at the Senior Activity Center, formerly the Fayetteville Senior Center, through a Central New York Arts Grant. The community garden maintenance and use has been increased. The cottage on the campus of the Fayetteville Activity Center is nearing the end of ongoing renovations. Celebrations that were enjoyed by many include the Symphony at Baird Park, Fayetteville Festival, Party in the Plaza for 3 months, June, July, and August, and the tree lighting, and a couple others. And received a favorable decision for the Village of Fayetteville regarding the legal challenge of the property at 547 East Genesee Street, ending costly legal expenses and potential tax in revenue losses. And the project is moving forward. We invited the town of Manlius assessor to a meeting open to the village residents and anyone that wanted to attend to explain the process in which the assessment is determined on properties. And we approved a fiscally responsible budget for the year of 25 to 26. Our budget was $8,352,274. A tax rate of $6.60, which was a 5.7 decrease from the previous year. So a lot happened that's day to day that we don't always think about or remember until the end of the year. For 2026, we have certain things that we'll be working on. We'll certainly be preparing and presenting a fiscally responsible budget for the 26-27 year, which as in the past will include many workshops and discussion. We'll continue to work with our department heads and employees for their needs and for the needs of our residents while being conscious of cost-saving measures, keeping Fayetteville sustaining affordable for residents. Continue to work within the guidelines and requirements of the grants that we've been awarded and seek new grant opportunities. Continue to foster the work our community, our committees, commissions, and volunteers need to make sure that they have the support and tools to accomplish their goals. Further to discussions of projects that have been under discussion this past year and maybe previous years, such as the Ledyard Canal, village buildings, maintenance needs, both present and future, and continued pursuit of cultural events, arts, and celebrations which make Fayetteville a place people want to live and bring village residents together. So now we will do our annual organizational meeting and appointments. So first I will go through the village roster, and I'm just going to read the people's names and terms that need to be addressed. Other people that are on certain boards that their terms are not up or not going to be read. This will be published on the website once it's
Did I have that in my box and I didn't check my box?
In the packet here.
Oh. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we start on the first page. Are you gonna mark stuff down? You want me to go low enough so you can mark stuff down?
Do what you plan. It's just helpful for me to have things in writing.
Okay. No, that's fine. I just want to go faster, slow enough to
You're good.
people to know.
You're good.
So we start on the first page with the clerk treasurer and appoint Karen Shepherdson for a 1-year term. Deputy clerk treasurer Gwen Hall for a 1-year term. Records access officer Karen Shepherdson for a 1-year term. Deputy records access officer Gwen Hall for a 1-year term. Acting village justice Chris Danaher for a 1-year term. Superintendent of Public Works Tyler Massett for a 1-year term. Chief of the Fire Department Paul Hildreth for a 1-year term. Deputy Chief Jeb Benzing for a 1-year term. Director of Emergency Services Ryan Amon for a 1-year term. And Lieutenant Patrick Mannion for a 1-year term. To the zoning board, I appoint Mark Colvin for a 1-year term. Deputy Chairperson Julia Marshall for a 1-year term. And Mark Colvin for a 5-year term. His term expired in 2026. Associate members Larry Quinn for a 1-year term and Ann Heinz for a 1-year term. Planning board, appoint Scott Dumas for a 1-year term. Deputy Chairperson Dan Reisman for a 1-year term. And Dan Reisman also for a 5-year term, which is renewed this year.
Can I just make a clarification here, just because I just picked up on it? Your appointments of back to Mark Colvin, it was 5 years as a member of the ZBA
Correct.
and 1 year
As
as
chairman.
chairperson.
Yes.
And then same with Dan.
Same.
Dan gets 5 years as a member of the planning board
And
and
1
1
year.
year as deputy chairperson. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
And just because of the way they're written here, I should probably say the reverse order, but
Yeah, that's all right.
okay.
And
So
and all of them should be staggered, right? That's where I get a little confused sometimes, because it's a 5-year term, but it ends in 28.
The 5 years are staggered, so there's one that expires every
yeah,
year.
so that
Ideally.
if you're looking at this list,
The term that they're,
the months are first, then the terms that they end in are second. So you'll see like where we have, if you're looking at Dan Reisman, his term ended in 26. Or that's when he's appointed.
This is what the new term will be.
That's the new term will be. So that's when they exist. Chris, so staying with the planning board, associate members, Chris Filio, 1-year term, Jim O'Connor for a 1-year term. Historic Preservation, Craig Bohemus for a 1-year term, Pamela Bender for a 1-year term
As chairs.
as chair and deputy chairperson. And associate member Jane Mulvey for a 1-year term. For the tree commission, well, this is going to be a little bit later in the meeting, but Richard Halpin has resigned his position from the tree commission. So for this part, I'm asking to appoint Charity Patel as the chairman of the tree commission for a 1-year term. I'm moving Charity Patel to finish fulfilling the term of Richard Halpin. And I am appointing Elizabeth Kalish for a 1-year term. That will leave the associate member of the tree commission open at this time, and we've been working on that replacement, but that will just be added during the course of the year. Parks Commission, Mark Miller for a 1-year term, Pat White for deputy chairperson for a 1-year term. Associate member Matt Fitzgibbons for a one-year term. Deer Committee has stayed the same. Dave Castle, Dave Dunn, Jim Croft, Katie Leonard, William Nicholson, and Tom Hayes, all for one-year terms. Renewable Fayetteville, Mark Matt, Chris Randall, Maureen Gould, Dr. Hillary McManus, Mike Smith, and Peter Worth, all again for a one-year term. Codes Enforcement Officer Michael Jones for a one-year term. Safety Coordinator Tyler Massett and Paul Hildreth for one-year terms. Board of Ethics, Susan Bolts, Larry Ignatchik, Jane Rice, and Dorothy Hall, all for one-year terms. Audit Committee, Daniel Kinsella and Jane Rice for one-year terms. Village Clock Keeper, Malcolm Bender for one-year term. The newspapers, our official newspapers are the Syracuse Post Standard and Eagle Bulletin, Parente, and the resolutions afterwards.
The depositories.
The depositories are, so they would be for one-year terms. The depositories, I'm going to say them here because they're on this list, but we're also going to have a resolution about them in a minute. Our official depositories, M&T Bank, NBT Bank, and MBIA class for one-year terms. So motion to accept all of those.
So move.
Second.
Second. Okay. Discussion, all in favor? Liaison appointments will stay the same as they were, and they will be on this list. Continuing with the annual meeting, our meeting schedule for 2026. You probably have this paper. You should. Our village board meetings will be on the second and fourth Mondays of the month, as indicated on this list. And with the exception of May and October. And that is, they will be on the Tuesday after the first Monday because those are official holidays. And in July, there will be one scheduled board meeting on July 20th. And obviously, this is the meetings as we know them right now. They are subject to change if we need additional meetings or if we want to change any of these meetings throughout the year. But this is how we're starting out the year.
I would like to go to October 13th. I don't mind what it says there, but I wish it would also say / Columbus Day.
Okay. So
They
motion,
changed the name of Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples' Day. And
Yeah, I'm
he,
aware of that, but what is our schedule of holidays say?
says
Doesn't it
Columbus
say-
Day.
Says Columbus Day?
Yep.
I mean, I think that's what it still has in the handbook. It's probably not been updated to reflect current things. And most
I don't know, is it
instances,
officially
most
changed?
instances I list
I have
both
no idea.
days. When I look at schedules, people use both interchangeably or list.
We could add both days. I
consecutively.
mean, it is what it is. It was that way for history. I don't know. It's fine.
I think it-
So, oh, we can, I mean, I'm certainly not being derogatory towards anybody.
Are we gonna make that change or not? Add that?
We can add it, as far as I'm concerned. Put a slash there.
Just want to say that would not be what I would prefer, but I know that the group seems to be in favor of that.
Well,
I made note of it
Thank you.
I guess I'd like to find out what it is maybe officially
that's
called.
what I would say, just let's
So
stick.
we-
So for
Legal
now,
name
we'll use
being
both
changed.
because I don't know what the official name is. I'm not,
See what
again,
the-
trying to be
just-
disrespectful to any one particular person.
October 13th.
As far as the calendars.
Well, the
they're
Armistice
gonna-
Day.
It's, I list both names, so.
Veterans Day was, Armistice Day was changed to Veterans Day. There's a lot of things.
Okay.
So
I say look.
that's your phone has both listed.
Yeah,
Right, most calendars I look at reflect both, so there's no question which one.
okay. Do
Depending
we
on
have
how
a
people
motion
look
to
at it.
accept this list of meeting dates.
I so move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Just for review, our village holiday calendar includes January 1st, New Year's Day, January 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, February 16th, President's Day, April 3rd, Good Friday, May 25th, Memorial Day. Observation of that day, because Memorial Day is the 30th. Juneteenth, Friday, June 19th. Independence Day on July 3rd. Labor Day, September 7th. Columbus and Indigenous Peoples' Day, October 12th. Veterans Day, November 11th. Thanksgiving Day, November 26th. Then the day after, November 27th, and Christmas Day, December 25th. And
Is that in our contracts, those days? Is
I
that,
believe so, yeah.
Those are in the contracts in the village handbook. The village handbook has a 12 actual holidays list plus a floater. But the past couple of years, we have acknowledged Juneteenth as that 13th holiday.
okay,
And if the DPW, I don't remember what we did in their contract. I don't know if we gave that to them or if they still have a floater.
Same.
I think it's, yes, if there is a difference, that's the only difference that would be in DPW. But I'd have to look at the contract because I don't remember.
so these dates in the village handbook means that the board at one time came up with these dates?
Correct, and we, as a board, voted to
Okay.
celebrate June 13th, or Juneteenth, not June 13th, because it changes, but Juneteenth as a.
No, I
As
understand
our
it, and that's not the.
No, I know you weren't questioning that.
When,
I do have a question, but I'm not gonna bring it up tonight.
when. You wanna, say the date, say that the one on there, and then we'll vote on whether we want to still keep.
I think I would keep the day on there, but I would change the reason for it,
What's that?
Good Friday.
Oh,
It's the only religious day we identify on all those
Well, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, but that to me is not religious anymore. Anyway, that's. the
I don't know,
day.
we can revisit the
But
whole
it's not a
listing
big
of
deal for
how
me
we call
to-
things. I'm not opposed to
it's all right.
changing stuff. I'm okay.
Call it, Happy Spring.
Actually.
Seriously, I'd call it something like, I don't, whatever. So I'm not looking to take away a vacation day. Just looking for us to understand. what we're doing.
Religious holiday.
We
Well,
could,
let's,
or we could call it spring,
well, let's think about it
whatever.
and then we can revisit
Yeah.
it. If somebody has ideas, we glad to consider all ideas.
okay,
But for now, that's what it's,
that's
that's
good.
how it's listed in our handbook,
okay.
so that's
Yes.
why it was listed this way here.
Mhm.
Okay, I need a motion, whereas the Board of Trustees has determined to authorize payment in advance of audit claims for public utility services, postage, freight, and express charges. And whereas all such claims must be presented as the next regular meeting for audit. Whereas the claimant and the officer incurring or approving the claim are jointly and severally liable for any amount the Board of Trustees disallows. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees authorizes payment in advance of audit of claims for public utility services, postage, freight, and express charges. All such claims must be presented at the next regular meeting for audit. And the claimant and the officer incurring or approving the claims are jointly and severally liable for any amount the Board of Trustees disallows. This resolution is effective immediately. With a motion, second.
Second,
And this is just allows us to like prepay certain bills so that we don't have to pay interest charges on them, like utilities and things that we know that we incurred.
We do that every year. I
Yeah.
thought we did it once and it was good.
So
gotta do it every year?
Do it every year, annual resolution.
Ideally, you should, yes.
What?
Ideally, you should.
All in
It's like-
favor?
It's like the,
Hi.
it's like the, no parking signs or something like that.
Mileage allowance, so whereas the Board of Trustees has determined to pay a fixed rate for mileage as reimbursement to village officers and employees who use the personal automobiles while performing their official duties. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees will approve reimbursement to such officers and employees at the rate of 72.5 cents per mile as allowed by the IRS.
second.
26. Did I say 12? Oh. Second, all in favor? Oh,
Aye.
Sorry, I'm just trying.
I'm
to
distracted, sorry.
You're okay.
Who first? Who?
Or
Jane.
Jane and,
Thank you.
next, attendance at schools and conferences. Whereas there is to be held during the coming official year the New York State Conference of Mayors Annual Meeting and Training School, the New York State Conference of Mayors and Fall Training School for Fiscal Officers and Municipal Clerks, the New York State Conference of Mayors Public Works School, the following county association meetings, so it's like the Mayors Association that I go to. Whereas attendance by certain municipal officers and employees at one or more of these meetings, conferences, or schools benefits the municipality. Now therefore be it resolved that the following officers and employees are authorized to attend the following schools and that this resolution is effective immediately.
So move.
Sure. Second, all in favor?
Question.
Yep.
Did we, section 1, did you fill in the blanks of that?
Just the ones that were up above.
Just the
No.
positions? Or just the meetings? I'm sorry,
Oh,
it went fast for me. I didn't review this prior to this.
okay. So if you have to,
Yeah,
if
I
the
think-
officers, employees would be the board of the mayor, the board of trustees, the clerks, DPW superintendent, fire chief, right? Assuming,
Which is an employee, yeah.
yeah. We will add that to the minutes, so you'll see it
Thanks.
in what we do, but we didn't add it here. I missed that part of it when I was.
It's okay.
talking.
It went fast. I thought maybe you had it. just-
No, I didn't
We just
say,
needed
I
to
didn't
list
say
the
it, so,
officers specifically, and then the employees as a whole are allowed.
right. We'll check into that and add that language that we need. And the last one is, whereas the Board of Trustees has determined that village law requires the designation of banks or trust companies for the deposit of all village monies. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees designates the following institutions as depositories of all monies received by the village treasurer, clerk, and receiver of taxes.
What are these institutions? The ones that you have listed?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the same ones I just went over. So M&T Bank, NBT Bank, and MBIA Glass.
Okay.
Those-
So it's the same as last year?
Yeah. MBIA class is where we did put longer
We copied
term.
the
money.
notes from last year's meeting.
This is from last minute here, so that's, and there's no names on here somewhere. And we missed it last year too. This resolution is effective immediately.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then the last thing, is that, village board, and myself have reviewed the following required village policies. The procurement policy, the workplace violence policy, sexual harassment policy, cybersecurity policy, the code of ethics policy, the investment policy, and the state emergencies health and welfare policy.
So we-
did procurement, but we didn't vote on it.
Yeah,
You haven't made any changes or haven't proposed any changes to it at this point. We've done the review.
So we haven't proposed any changes, so they've been reviewed. If we decide to
Okay.
propose changes, then that will be ongoing.
Gotcha.
We can do that. We don't have it on the agenda for tonight.
Yep.
But we could do something like that, but the review is taking place. We've at least read the policies and are aware of what they're saying and what. That's what was asked. So,
So moved.
Okay.
moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Next is the abstract number 13.
the abstract is in the amount of $125,187.36 to be approved, and it has been reviewed and audited by trustee Kinsella.
Okay,
Hmm.
motion,
So move.
second.
Casey, me.
Thank you.
That's okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Fire department. Application.
Yep, it's got an application.
Regina Lawson, she's interested in doing Hamlet's. So
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion, all in favor?
That's it. I have a part-time hire of Chris Huey. That's a question. Chris Huey, he's a paramedic. He came up from Florida. He actually started out wanted to be a volunteer. We have an opening for a full-time paramedic still. So we want to hire him as a part-timer, see how he works out. It's gonna take a little longer to get up to speed on the New York State stuff. But he's had all his reciprocities all done, so he's good to go. We're just gonna take a little while to get him up to speed. So we wanna hire him as a part-timer,
So moved.
Second.
At the.
part-time rate.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
No purchases. I sent the trailers back today. So I felt pretty comfortable with the tank going up some 30 feet and.
Yeah.
Since we've been in the deficit of water and schools opened back up. I felt like we were pretty good and they're pretty confident it's gonna be fixed on Friday.
Like claim Friday, yeah.
So we'll kind of keep our normal thing maybe through Monday of next week and then we should be good to go. So
So did we stay within the 2-week period?
I think we were 2 weeks. I haven't got the bill yet, but I am gonna play the game with the bill and see if I can get someone to pay it. I'm gonna send it to anybody that will. Yeah, pretty much. Worst they can say, no.
Right.
Figure if I strike out with 3 people, that's striking out, big deal.
Oh,
So,
so doesn't cost too much to send it out to them.
No, it's nothing. It's my 15 seconds of my time to email it off, so.
That's great. Did you check with the insurance company too?
No,
Okay.
we don't wanna claim it on our, well, we really couldn't claim it on our insurance, I don't think, because. Really wasn't we didn't lose water. So
Gotcha.
we always had water, we just, they kept threatening we were gonna lose it, so we wanted to be prepared. So it worked out well. I am gonna try to look and investigate maybe. Having an automatic connection where we could bring a big tank in and feed our system. So we'll see how that works. We looked at it today a little bit when the trucks were gone, because it's on that wall.
Mhm.
I think it's doable. I think I just have to find a tanker truck. To be able to draft off of to plumb it into our system. So it'd be like that water would be running right out of the tanker truck, so. We'll investigate that a little bit to see what that would take or. Maybe it's
Kind of
not
hookups you need or
Yeah.
whatever for that.
better than having the showers and the things in the bay, so.
Mhm.
But other than that, it's been busy. Still. And everything's good.
Everybody help you take care of hydrants during the snow?
Yeah, we did,
or
well,
no?
we only had a little bit to do with it, we
No, I know you have that.
we used our UTV with a plow for a bunch of them in the village and Tyler's guys helped a little bit. So then the nice weather came and melted all the snow, so we're good.
Right, I know now, but
Yeah.
I meant during the snowstorm.
Yeah.
It was a little bit challenging probably to.
Yeah, it was, we had that fire that one Saturday night that we did all the drafting with.
Mhm.
That was kind of different. We've also had a handful of little fires that we've been able to use a tanker and not hook up to hydrants.
Mhm.
So it's been different, but it's worked. So.
In the live stream, it was you, Jane, brought up maybe needing to look at the hazard mitigation plan. Is that something we should put on like a to-do list or did you already look and?
You were
it's all
talking
fine?
about the county.
Yeah, it's the county's plan. We're just part of the county, so we're part of the plan. I did not look it up.
Okay.
But I do think it would make sense. We should probably get, not that we're gonna change it. The county runs, it's like every 5 years you update, the hazard mitigation plan.
That wasn't that long ago.
No,
Yeah.
so.
Last year.
During this
Yeah,
past year.
I think it was. So it was just a thought. It's like, wait, I think we have a plan for this. And then everybody was doing their thing, so I just didn't. look it up. I got sick and.
But anyway,
Yeah.
if I may speak, from the other point of view here is that what we experience is actually a piece of other disasters and what goes on. This is not unusual for other things to happen. So if we have flooding or other kinds of storms and things such as that, this is one of the things that have to be prepared and has to be done with emergency management. Now, I want to say something to Paul. Thank you. Because you were vigilant and moved out forward, because I was aware of other departments that had water problems because of what was going on in the affected area.
Mhm.
So you kept us up and going when there was no guarantee of it. And you made sure it was a piece of insurance. I appreciate that. But the other part is we were ready to take care of everybody.
Yep, we were ready.
And I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
The reason I bring it up, and maybe it's there, or they they should be able to tell you if it's there, is that when the news coverage tells us that, you know, these pipes are from the 1960s, as if that was a long time ago, you know, that doesn't seem that long ago for me, for a system that is that critically important. And we have other parts, you know, so what about the rest of the pipe? There were multiple leaks that year, starting in the summer, so I would like to know that the county is doing something to address similar eventualities, given that we have a lot of pipe that may be as old as the 60s or older, and our city pipes
That's pretty old.
going.
They're very old.
It's not, though, really. I mean, there's many people here who lived through those. But yeah, so anyway, it's a concern of mine that we know that the county is going to have some sort of response to preparing for this. That's all.
Actually, and it's a really good point, Casey. And one of the
Thank you,
things I
fellow
look,
person who lived through the 60s.
yeah, well, I was born and alive before the 60s.
Me too.
But the point being, quite simply, and as I said to people, we figure out how we solve our problems now, and once everything's squared away, then we'll figure it out what went on, we'll take a good look at it. There are some lessons to be learned here, but we're not gonna learn them until we get our problem solved.
Sure.
And I've already talked to people in the county, I've already talked to people in different departments along the way, and so they, in fact, will probably be addressed and but done in what I would call a proper manner rather than this, oh my God, we're without water, what do we do? You understand what I'm saying too?
Yes.
Because our problem is we take care of our problems first and then we move forward. And we do learn from our past. And I intend to learn from the past in this particular situation because I am not happy with what went on.
So when you say you will look into that, is that part of an official responsibility, or this is one of your sort of like ad hoc things that you're gonna track for us?
And it's something I will attack. And I think you already know, I
mean,
will
I
attack.
said track, not attack.
Not, well, you can put it any way you want.
Yes.
And I think Chief Hildreth knows that I will attack it because he knows I was not happy because I know what was supposed to be going on. And I did not believe we were being dealt with properly with what was happening.
Well, I feel really good that Mark Matt is on case,
Well,
as well as the chief.
I think there's gonna be some bigger issues that come out of this.
yes,
I think there's some learning lessons that will be learned from everybody because of the efficiencies that we all came across. And believe me, we're not done because I never have actually gotten the list they told me that I was gonna get. And just because it's over doesn't mean I don't want that list.
Right.
Because, you know, we have another Wildwood Ridge fire. If we find out that down the street is a different main that we can hit. Well, it's a little bit more work, but if I can get all the water I want, and it's worth it. So they're not holding their end of the bargain up at this point. So we'll see where it goes, but there's some big challenges still ahead from my perspective from Aqua to not so much the county, but Aqua's more the problem than anything with this.
Right.
So
No, and the way to, I feel like Mark is saying too, the way to approach this is to, what do we take from this and make better? Not looking backwards and why did it happen or why didn't it happen or something, but just kind of.
Stan, why we're all saying, what can we do? All we can do is either read what they're doing.
Well, we
Or-
can ask them to do stuff. We don't have control over what they do, but we can ask for different things. And one thing being like the hydrants that we're not fully capable of handling a lot of things, perhaps don't handle it regularly.
in years past, we can. Anytime we have a problem with a hydrant, anytime we have a problem with low pressure, anytime we ever have an issue with Aqua, we just send the guy, we have a contact, we send him an email, and they'll say, take a picture and send it to us, and generally, they'll get something done in a short period of time, whether it's lifting a hydrant up, changing a hydrant out, or cleaning up around a hydrant. This is gonna be a little bit different because of it's a flow issue. Which is, I don't know how proactive they're gonna be with some of these flow issues.
So is this something, I feel like we're talking in code here. First of all, does everybody agree with me that Aqua is responsible for distributing the water to all of us to use, right? So they're the main authority. And from our perspective as a municipality in this region, I guess we just want to make sure our systems are able to deal with whatever emergency they create, right? Is that what we're
Yeah.
looking at here?
Yeah, so
Okay,
when we get rated by the insurance company, water is a huge component of that. I don't have any say
Right.
or anything over that, just like 911,
right.
all those play into our insurance rating. So that's why we try to be proactive with getting things fixed, other hydrants put in, that kind of stuff, so that we have the best possible water for our insurance.
So are you suggesting that you are going to be a little bit more proactive because we've had this hiccup? I know it's more than a hiccup, but
Well, yeah, well, so
trying to
We-
understand how this problem of a break on the main is causing us to look at other either. route or
Like one
issues.
thing that I'm understanding is they're telling us that certain hydrants don't have the water coming to them that we might need.
Because this
maybe
main
be-
break,
Maybe because of the main break, but the chief has concerns is even if this break is fixed, do we have water coming
right,
to these
that's
things?
very
So
valid.
we can't do anything as a board here to tell Aqua what to do or how to do it. But we can certainly address some of these concerns with them and push for them to do something on their end that
Okay,
help identify where our concerns are. Where the chief's concerns are, particularly for hydrants, but maybe other ways
you
too.
can
that
raise
we
the red
can-
flag.
Well, so when they first told us that they were feeding the systems from different
Yeah.
water sources,
Right,
that's when they told us that we could only use certain hydrants if we needed to. They never gave us those physical hydrants that we could use in a case of an emergency.
gotcha,
So I still want to find out
yes.
if that's the case, once this goes back to normal. Are these still the only hydrants we can use if we need to get a bigger water boost? Or we've always been told to ask for it and they'll boost the pressure. Well, that didn't happen in the Wildwood Ridge fire. So they never boosted the pressure because they couldn't give us any more. So now, once they open this box up a little bit to tell us different water systems, it's like they were holding information from us a little bit.
The safety, that is a safety concern. So yeah, we should follow up on that for sure. And any other, that's why I was asking, I'm like, are we talking in code?
No, it's no code.
There actually is a place to access this. Through the county and through Aqua. There are ways.
On the website, you mean, is that what you, oh,
No.
whatever, all right. We don't need, y'all don't need to
No,
educate.
that's
me
not what I'm
tonight, it's
saying.
fine, But thank you for that explanation. I'm all behind ensuring that our systems are functioning at full capacity. If they're not, we need to know that they're not, and then we need to know what we need to do because they're not.
Yep.
Okay,
And raising those concerns about the system,
and being vocal.
just in general,
Yeah.
about the age and the things, potential of what could happen.
Well, the responsible is Andale County.
Yes.
Aqua is just a part.
I know that, yes,
So
I respect that.
that's if you're gonna do something, you're gonna Andale County. And then if they refer you to Aqua, you say, okay. It's Andale County.
Okay,
They're the ones responsible for providing with the water. Aqua was something that started, I don't know. 70s, 80s, I don't even remember.
Okay, thank you. DPW.
So one purchase, the rear dually tire for the back of the new automated trash truck. Brought to my attention, they were getting kind of low, especially on the turn radius wheels. We take a lot of left-hand turns into all the cul-de-sacs because it's a one-sided operation truck. So move. Two of them kind of bad, were pretty bad in that storm that we had. We couldn't get around. We've had another time we had to kind of plow in front of the truck. Just rather get it taken care of. They're stock tires, so they're really not all-terrain tires. State bid. $400.
second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Hi.
And just an update on the water work. We haven't made brine. So no brine production since obviously we had the
So
water.
did you use brine once?
We have holding tanks,
Okay.
so we use what we have.
I thought I saw the truck out.
The county did show up to take a couple thousand gallons from them, oddly. Shut that down.
No water.
So with,
You should have
There you
said,
go.
you give me water, I give you brine, yeah.
do you have a tank of water you can pull water out of to make the brine?
We have a storage tank, 500 gallon.
So is that empty? The water in there?
Currently, it's probably pretty close to empty, yeah.
We've been drafting out of the pond or the creek behind town center.
It's not
And
great.
that's how we've been washing our trucks and the floors and mopping and because the place was a pigsty.
Good practice.
So, but we could easily fill that up for you. So you
Yeah.
could make brine if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It would take nothing for us to put 2 loads of water in that thing and.
Yeah, it's an option.
Love it. See,
Thank you.
we're resourceful.
Cause don't you also provide brine to others? The municipalities?
Well, village mailings takes a small amount and the county takes a good.
So they can come in and do it. They did, that's part of an agreement we have with them.
Yes. We could just say shh, just for us right now.
That's kind of what I did, but the memo didn't get across and the truck was there already filling up by the time. When they come heavy all day long, usually right after a storm.
Well, we've been like, have a lot of really good snow early on. We'll see what the rest of the season has for us, but
Yeah.
So you cut 'em short?
Talking about,
Yeah.
So you cut the county short, they didn't get, they pull them out, they were hoping to?
yeah, with some pump, to make brine, it takes that amount of liquid with the salt. So if we put 1,000 gallons on the road for our direct application, it takes 1,000 gallons to make it. That's quite a bit of water pumping out.
You ought to try that though, just in case.
Couldn't they have brought?
It won't take long.
Right.
Probably could have.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a dire need for
yeah,
it.
but I'm just saying,
Oh,
Right,
how many gallons is it?
to
The
our-
tank.
Our holding tanks,
Yeah.
10,000.
But
But those are our
minutes.
brine tanks. Our water tanks only.
Perfect, because 10,000 gallons, that's a lot. We only got a 250 gallon little
See the
thing.
year.
Just a lot of trips.
We're gonna use that as a backup too.
Yeah.
We're gonna have it filled up all the time. Wouldn't have had to worry about tankers.
So
Next
thank,
time, right?
next time.
thank you also for taking good care of our roads, our sidewalks and things during all of winter so far from
Nice to
November
know.
through now. I know we had a couple of days break, so people soon forget
Right.
what winter was like, but it'll be back and we appreciate what you've all done and the time that you've all taken. I know it's your job, but
Nice
it's
to give them a break now
nice to
because a
have
lot
a
of
little bit of a break for.
they haven't experienced it before. They
Yeah.
have a lot of new plow guys. So it was a rude awakening. There till 7 at night and then back at 4 in the morning and then there throughout the day. And so a
Right,
lot of cleanup, but we got it.
that's great, thank you.
referring back to the previous meeting, we were going to look for $85,000 that related to the roof for the fire department. No, I watched the meeting today, so details are. up there.
They're fresh.
We got time.
Okay, we have time.
Yeah, well, because I'm not gonna,
The answer is we're still looking,
Okay,
meaning
Thank
it's
you.
not lost. We just have not.
We didn't discuss it any further, other than the fact that we did not want to give away a $85,000 grant. And so
Right.
we said that we would look for $85,000 to
yes.
be able to keep that money coming towards us.
And did I understand it correctly that we know that that is there, but it's somewhere in our accounting? You said that you had that money in your budget?
so with if you
No, he
were,
doesn't have it. in his-
that's not my budget.
Okay.
But if we all remember when we started last January, which that's hard, but I did a self-imposed freeze. With the intent of keeping the money so that if I could put a roof on. So I did the self-imposed freeze, the money got saved. They knew that, but I don't know where the money went,
Lives.
yeah. Which, that's not my job to know that, so.
Yeah.
I just know that I saved some of that money so that it was there, I just don't know where it lives.
Okay.
We thought it was our Christmas present.
Okay, that's a reasonable answer. Okay,
So we're looking into that, but yes, that's what was done last meeting, was what you saw because of that, but we haven't pursued it yet because it's not an expense that we gotta make, but within a month or so.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to get a contract signed, ready for the next board meeting, that the guy will execute a contract, holding his price, and then we can sign a contract and probably be done sometime early spring.
Right.
So
Gotcha.
We have plenty of time to figure out dollars and cents.
Tree commission member.
You want to do the clerk?
Oh, the clerk, yes, solicitor's permit.
She was gonna jump all over him in a minute, but she was too kind.
I have one solicitor's permit request. This is an annual request for John Seafood.
Oh.
Looking to, sell from April first to December of this year.
Submitted everything that we need.
Submitted everything, go through the same checks. Everything's good.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Thank you.
He's one of the people we haven't had complaints about
He
of a solicitor.
I know.
doesn't really solicit, he just parks.
Yeah.
And a
It's different.
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So we received a letter from Richard Halpin, who's been on the tree commission for.
Wait a minute.
What say?
Okay, all right, okay.
All right. So I received a letter that he is resigning from the tree commission. That's why we made the different appointments during the first part of the meeting. So I would like a motion to accept his resignation.
Second.
His reservation. Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Can I just make one comment?
Sure.
Dick has been a fantastic leader. We were very lucky to have him in this early stages of Tree Commission 2.0. And he has a wonderful approach. And the Tree Commission is in great condition, thanks to his leadership. Wanted to.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And we're looking forward to
Yes.
Cherry.
Yes. I think he helped the Tree Commission to grow into an organization that has split its responsibilities in a way that we actually can withstand some movement membership and still carry on the work that we hope to.
Good.
That they hope to.
Okay, Recreation Committee.
Okay, I sent out or we sent, they've also sent out email. With regard to, what, the recreation, board would like to see happen, or possibility that it could happen. And, so we sent that out. Also, tonight, everybody, gave you a list of, what, the responsibilities are for the director's position. Which is, if anybody knows anyone who would like to do that, we can, I would be willing to just start with that and move forward. So if you know anyone, I told Mike, that I'm ready to put an ad on the website. And, just with regard to the, director's position, not necessarily the whole thing. But with the idea that it might move forward, I don't want to move forward with the email that you receive until the next meeting. I want you to look it over, think about it. And if you come up with any other suggestions. One of the things I happen to put on there, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Tyler yet. We used to have a secretary at the DPW garage. And sometimes that can be helpful because that person can keep track of the bills that come in, where this goes, correspondence, et cetera, so I added that in there along with some other suggestions that that you see there. Or you saw in the email that the, recreation, board, came up with themselves. I'd like you to look it over, think about it, and if you see anybody wandering around that's looking for maybe a potential job, we would certainly not limit it to anyone based upon where they live or anything, but it would certainly be very helpful if the person was a member of the community, at least nearby. So look that over. If you
So if you want to look this over.
have any
and then-
questions, get a hold of me.
I have a lot of questions. Because I'm not sure, this is a private not-for-profit, right? That we donate, that we
So we're-
contribute partial funding to, and the $20,000 and $20,000 for the director and $7,000 for the part-time employees, correct?
It's $35,000 the budget is.
Okay,
I saw 27, but give it as it may, it's been under a separate non-for-profit. This would take it to be a village employee, not the separate nonprofit when it exists anymore.
It will not exist.
Not if we hire the person
So they're-
if they would become a village employee, not the.
That's what you're
recreation
considering is
committee.
the idea of
A village employee, not,
creating a position as a village employee directly. There may be a committee that would guide the programming, but it would be. They'd be employed directly by the village and not through the committee itself. Is that what you're looking?
Yeah,
to do?
Manlius did this within the last couple of years. They couldn't find anybody to do anything, so they actually created position to have the person who they hired do some extra things and also do the recreation.
so there is some questions beyond what you're gonna look at here that I'm gonna find out. Dan and I talked about it briefly, but there is money in our budget now that goes towards this program. That would go towards salary perhaps. There's also money within the recreation department, and I don't know what's gonna happen to that money. Or the money that they take in for like their summer programs and things like that, where that all kind of falls out or what that would be. To go towards some of this expense of this, so before we make a decision, I'm gonna get some more financial information about that aspect of things of what could have possibly offset. Somebody's salary if we do go forward or something like this.
Yeah,
So
I
before
didn't.
we talk about, publicizing any job that is open, I think these questions need to be answered. I will write my questions down. I have a lot of them. So. I'll
No,
send
But I
them
think
to the
that's
board.
fair. I don't think we,
Yeah, I don't
We
think we
have,
can
and I-
publish a job description that we don't have a job description for, yeah,
Correct.
even though we
or
want
a
somebody.
job position.
Right, yeah, I mean, I think we need to wait till we finalize this and then put the job up.
So one of my thoughts is, first of all, I am in favor of continuing the recreation program, just so everybody knows that. I think that it's been very beneficial to our community and I think it would be great if we continue it. How we continue it, to me, is the big question. I also think we should be considering contracting with an independent contractor or with with a non-employee who does this kind of work. Or something similar to it. If we're gonna bring on a new person as an employee. The job description is one thing, that's important, but that's kind of just a technical piece. I want to be sure that we as a village feel very confident that from year in to year out, successive years, we can afford this. If we're gonna bring on an employee, I feel like there's a certain level of responsibility on our behalf as an employer. Versus hiring an independent contractor on an annual basis. Then I feel like we can still maybe continue our programs that way. We still have some control over the quality of the programs that we provide. But it might make it a little easier for us financially. I don't know if that's true.
Well, I mean, do you want me to go through a list of things that we're doing financially that maybe we don't have to be doing now? There's probably other.
Well, we're walking
Well,
into budget and that's what the
There's no
purpose of
sense of
budget.
getting in an argument about that. I understand what you mean.
Nobody's there.
I understand what you mean. It's the same way when we decided to put crossing guards here,
Yeah.
here and here.
Yeah.
Once you do it.
Yep.
It's done.
It's
It's
hard to
when you
pick
put the bumps in the road, once you do it, it's there. But when you put a stop sign up. And say, well, we'll just try it out, it's there, those are all things that happen, and I totally agree with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Jane, yeah.
Yeah,
But
this is
once you make the commitment, it's there. Is there another way? I don't know, I certainly don't wanna see the recreation program to fail.
Yeah.
So and neither does people that are on that board, who by the way, do a lot of volunteer.
So Michelle was
So-
the person who was coordinating all of that before, correct?
She was the director.
She was the
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is she stepping down from providing all of that, or did she move on to another?
She's done.
There's stepping away
She does.
from it. She's not moving on to another job.
Does she
No,
have,
she's not going to.
is she connected to anybody? Does she have any network? Does she know someone else who may be doing this? And could take on Fayetteville for this year? I mean, I don't know. I'm
I
just
think she's
thinking of-
looking into options or considering.
Okay.
I don't think she has anyone to recommend or suggest at the moment.
We could, we don't, the board doesn't either,
Yeah.
recreation board.
That's why she's putting everyone on notice so some ideas can be generated.
Okay,
And has she submitted her letter of resignation
Yes.
and has a date?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, but
yeah,
it's to
she's
the
done that.
committee. It's not so much
She
to us.
technically, yeah, she's done March first, technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just a couple fun facts. Yes, the Village of Manlius recently hired someone, full-time director, for $52,000. And that's just the salary portion of the compensation. Village of Minoa does not have a recreation department. Town of Manlius has a recreation department. So I'd like to look at this from a bird's eye view of what's needed.
Okay, just a comment about the town of Manlius. About 7 or 8 years ago, there was a proposal that we disband our recreation and go. The people in the village, or mostly village people, decided that they didn't want to go that direction. They wanted to maintain. The town of Manlius did come to us and offer us that.
I think we just really need kind of more information about the financial side of things, because that's what I'm hearing from everybody in general. And also available options as to who might fill the need or the role that has become open now. And so within the next 2 weeks, we should have some more of those. You write your questions down. Anybody has questions, they can send them to Dan and we can discuss them further. But it's something that's gonna take a little bit of time. It's not gonna be able to be done overnight. And in the meantime, we'll get some of the financial stuff put together as far as, I haven't talked to that board to know what they're doing, if they have any money in a bank account somewhere. So I had a meeting with Katie not too long ago. Okay, so what's happening to that money, do you know? Is it
Yeah,
coming to the
it goes
village?
to
or-
pay. It goes to
No, is
pay
it coming
Michelle.
to the village?
Yeah.
Michelle's gone. Is it
Yeah.
coming out to the village?
Yeah, it would.
So, I mean, we have to find that out. We don't have those
But
answers
I-
just yet.
Don't get me. I don't really think we're gonna hire someone who is 52,000 a year or someone. We're not even close to that. As a matter of fact, if it's a little more than half that, I would be surprised.
So we're also taking a position that's part-time, making it full-time, which implies that we intend to increase services. So that's one of the things that it's not only what's happening, has happened in the past, but along with this, what are we projecting in terms of the type of program that we need to double? So, so like I said, I had a lot of questions, but I am glad for the opportunity to air them with board members because sometimes it doesn't work so well when we just email each other about something as important as this.
Right, and just because it's suggested that the
Mhm.
position may become more full-time or into other areas, doesn't mean that that's where the position is going.
Right.
We haven't just, no decisions have been made like that just
Yeah.
yet. These are suggestions that everybody can suggest and think about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want anybody to think like it's a done deal. This is the way we want to end up the process.
No, I put it out with the
Oh.
idea that we could discuss it really at the next meeting. I mean, I'm
Right,
happy that we discussed it a little bit tonight, but.
no, we have.
Because there is a lot to think
We have
about.
to start somewhere, and we need more information, and we're gonna get that information as we go forward, so.
Good discussion. Thank you.
Any other questions about that for Dan at the moment, or we'll put that in writing and
I'll
we'll do our
just-
thing?
Yeah, stop asking
Okay,
questions.
that's fine. Well, it's good to have time to think about stuff rather than just say it. Good. Okay. Trustee update. Casey, you got?
Will you start over there? I need to catch my
Diane,
breath
do
for a
you have
second.
anything?
No, I just, I hope that we get some real, Tyler just left. We get some real cold weather so the ice skating can take place. We saw that Jane and I saw that they were skating.
Oh my God, there's kids
Both
on that.
sides.
There's,
They're skating on both sides. At least
Yes.
they didn't go to the place where
They fall.
I warned them. Stay away from this.
so many kids playing over there.
I
All the
couldn't-
time, every day.
I
coming up
couldn't
from
get them to
school.
carry the piles of snow. on.
No, I know. I
Okay.
think they're having fun and that's all
Yeah,
that
that's-
counts, so.
Right.
I don't have any updates.
You're good.
Actually, the only thing I got really on my agenda right now is, I registered for an icon legislative meeting for February 1st and 3rd in Albany. And so I've already registered that and with permission for remuneration on that, that's all. It's in our budget. So
Yes, I moved to remunerate him.
enumerate him, that sounds good.
It starts on a Sunday?
Yes. Yeah, I have meetings, they have meetings start at 2:30 and I also have a regular meeting I have to do at 5:00.
So moved. Second.
Jean's
I
ready to go.
Or
Oh,
did
Good
you-
Friday.
Oh.
also request. I also request permission to go to the legislative program meeting.
So move to remunerate her too. Trustee Casey. I think it's beneficial to have multiple years there, so.
Yeah.
You
And
guys-
said you
legislation
wanted-
came up.
You
this
said you
year.
wanted to go at some point, so.
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank you.
Okay,
My
so
favorite one.
moved by Jane, seconded by.
And do you want to
Second
second
it?
their registration for Nikon?
Why, they don't wanna do it?
No, they're going to
Oh, they're
go.
going, so I would rather have you.
Okay, so what? Every other people then. Yeah, let me see the program.
Okay,
It's on the website.
seconded by Dan.
That's bad for me.
And you received an
Second,
email on it
second.
already?
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
thank
When
you.
somebody goes to it, we're supposed to get a pamphlet about what they,
Like a church.
I always give you something when I come
I
back
know,
in there,
no.
you know that.
what we're supposed to get before you go.
I think that you had put up several items, materials from that last year.
I don't care
That were
whether,
kept in.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I can look.
I expect we'll
I
hear from
agree.
both of you about it.
I believe you. I
You know,
expect you
that's
to come
good.
back with a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Some
Well,
days were good, this year I'm not so confident in that, how's that? It's not gonna be so simple.
lobbying does help.
Yeah, well, it's Mark, or you're good.
I'm done, that's
Okay.
more than enough with the holidays.
Alright.
I just wanted to briefly discuss the village newsletter. Karen and I only had a chance to talk briefly, but the next newsletter is the winter spring edition. I have this written down and it can go, I can just send it to Karen right after I do this report. It covers the period of time between when it hits the houses and May 31st. So there may be some changing and responsibilities, but we need to update the costs for 2025 because we had not updated that for the winter, summer and fall. Karen, you don't have to write this down. I had it for you here. January 17th is when we request that copy come to me and Karen for now. And
That's 5 days. January 17th.
what would you like?
Well, I think that's a problem. That's.
Well, better, because if we give you another date, you'll still miss it, so.
Oh, I agree, I agree. Yeah.
You're brutal tonight, you're good.
No, I
And I
agree.
think she's looking at every one of the 5 of us because we've all done it.
I agree.
I'm happy if Karen agrees to say the 20th. But those who
You get a
those who
long
get it to
weekend to
us,
do it.
And,
those who get it to us by the 17th will get a special
and who
prize.
we notifying?
The copy comes to both Karen and I.
No, who are we notifying?
Trustees and the department heads.
Okay, the
Wait.
active adults and the recreation and that, well.
You can report on. Oh,
If
the fire department
there's
is
something
here.
that you feel that needs to be included in this edition, we're looking for submissions. And then we,
Information about stuff that's going on.
right,
That's
But it
going on.
are these letters from the trustees or are these trustees, for example, who are familiar with a particular project and saying, let's put in a paragraph about ice
Right.
skating?
May I finish my report because I think it would really help.
Highlight everything for us so we wouldn't have to ask all these stupid questions?
Yeah, because
Please.
I like, there's the answer to that question, there's the answer to the next
Yes,
question.
go ahead.
Okay, so we will, we'll change that date to January 20th. And assuming everything is in, those who have helped by getting it in earlier, then we have to work on it and get it to the printer. Our target date was the 27th, and I wanted to explain when will it hit houses? The best case scenario is that because the village does not have control over the turnaround time in the printer shop, which has definitely delayed the arrival of the newsletters. I can't say for sure when that will happen, and everyone helping us with those deadlines helps us to get to the printer. If you don't have to worry about the fire department and the DPW. They already have procedures that they follow with Karen and have for years. They get everything in there. And what you should be thinking about just is the same that we talked about before. The only person who submits a first person piece is the mayor. The rest of us submit pieces that are in respect to our liaison appointments, special projects. I would ask you to prioritize dates for future events. And then the second priority would be, accomplishments that you want to bring. So there's that. And we really need to think about prioritizing what we want. This newsletter might be a little bit lighter because of the time of the year. So think about newsworthy additions to the newsletter, things that the villagers would not know routinely unless we are telling them. Karen, did you want to add to that?
No,
Okay.
sounds good.
All right, now, Jane,
You
what
answered
was your
my
question?
question. No,
Okay.
you answered it.
I have a lot to say. First of all, I feel that the individual trustee should not just the mayor, but the individual trustees, you and I had a discussion on that, so before. And I disagree with that. I think individual trustees should have something that they can write, put in or something like that. I don't as far as redundancy goes, there's nothing wrong with being redundant. Telling people not to put their leaves on the street, this, and this, and this. All putting things in that he said before. So, also, when will this cover so that when I tell the people that I am dealing with, it will cover from?
What I said in the beginning was that it covers the period between when it hits the homes, which we would maybe get by like
Mid-February.
early February to mid-February, I think is a safe guess. From that period of time until May 31st.
Okay, all right.
And I just want to go back. Yes, we have had this discussion. Dan.
You and I did.
Yep, and we've had it in this meeting as well. And it was my assessment of previous newsletters, which were major redundancies in what the individual trustees would put in, and that they were also not, pretty often, not timely to, they had already passed, things had already passed by the time they reached. So we're looking at this as a newsletter, not as a communication of letters from each one of us on the board. This is about the priorities of the villagers, and we can best assess that by being objective, and it has worked very well over the last couple of newsletters. We have more information in the newsletters than we had in the past. Because of the cooperation of everyone in terms of concentrating on, Jane that submits stuff from her liaison appointments, and that's been working. Submits to Karen, it's working. So we will continue to have a different point of view. Communications is my assignment as the liaison, and I do believe that it's fair to say if we all need to have a further discussion about that, that's one thing, but if this is my assignment, I need to be able to move forward with it.
Maybe the initial message can be from the mayor and the board, something like that. But. Okay.
Well, that's for the mayor to think about.
Right.
Because, there is something to be said for the difference between the executive and the legislative body.
Yeah, I like the approach.
Right, the idea that people getting information about what's new or going on as opposed to what's already happened in the past, because again, like a lot of things, you can't go back and change it back.
What's that?
When it comes down, there's only so
That-
much space.
If you can
Yeah,
tell
it's
people
slow.
what's coming up or what is
Right.
going on,
Two.
then
Um,
that is better than just recapping what their event
As a
has.
reminder.
Well,
Got it.
That's what she said.
Okay.
I don't think the old other newsletters.
Well, a lot
recap-
of times with recapped a lot of stuff. that-
Recap what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at some of the old ones, I'm not honest.
Okay, well. Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Not going to discuss the other thing that I wanted to discuss.
Okay. Ted or Karen, we're good. Okay. Anybody in the audience have anything?
I just curious about the car at the end of the. feeder
The
canal.
car at the end of the feeder canal went for a ride on the night of the snowstorm and got themselves stuck. They called their friend who came to help them get unstuck, and that car got stuck. So there were two cars at the end of the feeder canal. The snow melted and the one car got out. The other car blew its transmission trying to get out of the predicament that was in. So they decided just to take their license plates and abandon the car down there. So the police went to them and got their car keys so that we could tow the car. And we ended up having, or the police contacted Henses. They towed the car out of there today and there's no more car there. So the person that owns the car has been ticketed with abandonment and different things of the vehicle, and it's not a problem,
So
basically.
it's gone, okay, thank you.
So it's
So
gone.
we own a car.
No, we don't own it.
we
The
don't.
police own it.
That's all that.
Hence will own it.
One thing about this is that, might behoove us to think about providing some kind of, barrier. Like a simple pole or something
Tyler's talked about that.
where, oh, didn't know that. So where, cars could not get back down there and provide some kind of
Yeah, on
notice.
the
This is
sign that
not the
says
snow.
no motor vehicles.
Well,
No, there used to be a barrier, according to Tyler, there used to be a barrier, but Aqua moved it to do some work. And that opened it up some more. And they didn't bring it back.
I drive down there all the time.
I thought, when we redid the bridge, didn't they have a hole in the middle that was removable?
Oh, I
That
don't
there
know.
was,
I know, we just, whatever we do, we want to be able to get your gator down there.
But I will tell you this, if you, this is part of the story I learned. Is that, because when I went down there, I cross-country skied down there and there were 4 gentlemen working on the car, trying to get it out. This was like 2 days after the snowstorm. And he explained that he was using Google Maps. He's a DoorDash driver. And he was using Google Maps. And Feeder Street continues and the trail is labeled as Feeder Street on Google Maps. I'm not saying that there weren't all kinds of real-time signs that this may not be right. But you know, it's just like, who in their mind would not know? And I just felt bad once I came up with all kinds of jokes, but then when I met the situation and met the folks who were, you know, in a bad situation, I just felt kind of bad that they just took a wrong turn.
same as the truck drivers, right? They keep hitting the same bridge.
Yep.
Google Maps sends them that way.
Oh, right, the one, yeah,
They're doing
Yeah.
better than they are on the bridge.
Yeah.
yeah, if we can only
Okay.
get to Google. Go
Yep.
ahead.
Well, I'm coming here because I'm asking for us to take a look at the parking situation down in Brookside. I know we've looked at it in the past. When it sort of got resolved before, what happened was, the signage was put in front of my house and it was said to me that it was meant to restrict parking. But what it's acting as is like a welcome sign. And what I'm getting is at times like 4 and 5 cars on one side of my house in front of my house. The idea I had that a long time ago was that we find some way to maybe just have designated 5 or 6 spots. It would actually be very easy because if you place those spots between houses, then nobody would be parked in front of anybody's house. And it would take care of most of the parking requirements, you know, I mean, it's usually not more than 5 or 6. It's just, to me, it's just kind of frustrating because I feel like I'm kind of hosting a parking lot. And I know I've talked to a couple of you when you've come to my house and I've signed your,
Yeah,
you know, and that's my one issue. I've lived here since 2014 and yes.
Okay.
Could you just tell me your name and address?
Yes, my name is Patrick Wilson
okay.
and I live
Yes.
at 131 Shady Lane.
So the problem is we don't have restrictions on parking on the streets, so we could put, you know, if we. You want us to sign parking places just for the park use,
So
but then, you know, I don't know if that would really work. I have to think about it a little more than
Right, as it was.
a quick decision on it.
not to interrupt you, what happened was, in. I bought the house in 2014. Around 2016, they upgraded the trails.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, everybody was interested in the trails, and what happened was. That one section that extends Brookside and those three houses, everybody was parking on both sides of the street. So there was no restrictions at all, but people were like really not being very considerate.
Yeah,
And they came here, and I don't blame them at all for complaining.
the neighbors, you're saying.
Yes.
Ask for.
And what happened was, and I do believe at a meeting, they said, well, we're gonna do this. And then if that doesn't work, we'll do something else. So what they did was they put up a bunch of signage that said no parking at all on this section of the street.
So
And all they did was they moved
they did.
down. So, the house that I just refinanced and sort of sold, you know, kind of sold my life to. Is now housing that. And when I came here, they said, oh, well, you know what, we'll restrict the parking. So they said no parking from here to the corner. But it just made anybody who looks for parking, they just go, oh, there's the sign, and they just stack themselves right there.
So,
Is it,
so
I would like us to consider, I don't know if we can do this.
Okay,
First of all, we hear what you're saying.
yes,
We
thank
will,
you.
we will look at it again. It's not gonna be an easy solution. I'm wondering if we couldn't do
I
something
understand what I'm asking.
about painting parking spots on the roadway, right? Not a sign,
Okay,
but just a visual like block, you know?
right,
And I don't know what that's gonna do. It doesn't say you can't park outside of that block, but
Yeah.
maybe you'll choose to park in the
Well,
block.
yeah, we're not gonna paint every spot up and
No,
down the street
no,
though. That's
no,
gonna
no.
be the problem. And so you may paint some things. Parking space. I mean, we'll have to take a look at it when
Okay.
it's clear weathered
so
and all
one,
that,
I
but
really appreciate that you're just considering it. Two, I just think, I just feel like I've been hosting it the whole time and I look at one side of my house and it just looks like a parking lot and I feel like, you know, like this doesn't seem fair,
Right.
you know?
except it's a public street and there is parking on it and your neighbors have the ability to park on it. You have the ability to park on it. These people that go to the park have the ability to park on it. So we have to look at the bigger picture of all of that. We've had
Right.
people that came to us at times and they want no parking signs and maybe not even in this community, but other communities that I've talked to. Where they don't want parking in front of their house, so they put up signs, but then when they have a party, everybody parks there, and then if they get a ticket, they get mad at people. So it's a big consideration to
Sure.
look at a big picture
Right,
and who's using it, and what your neighbors feel about this. You're not the only person affected by it, obviously.
well, right
You
now I
think you
am.
are. Well, you think you are because you're looking out at it and it's your house and you're the closest one to where they can park. So you're affected possibly more, but you also have neighbors that might want to utilize street parking at times,
They might want what?
might want to utilize street parking at times.
Right,
And restricting those parking places to just park people or to just this person or that person. We have to, it's a bigger picture to look at than just one simple issue. I understand where you're coming from and
Yep.
what you're saying and why you're saying it. And we will definitely look at it, particularly as the weather warrants us to look at it. So right now the snow's pretty well gone, so that's not too bad, but we don't know what the weather's gonna be like soon.
right,
But we'll start looking at it and see what we can.
That trail that many years ago.
The state, the New York State
And they
owns
just-
Green Light State.
They just threw it over.
No, and we ask as a village for them to put in a parking area
Right.
as part of that upgrade after they did it. To take cars out of your neighborhood or off your
Right.
streets and put them at the end of the street, build a parking lot there, and the state refused. Now, different people are at the state level, so we could maybe reach out to them and see if they would take that into consideration again.
The reason that they
That's
wouldn't
another-
do that though, is that when you go into that entrance, you're going into a section of old growth forest that's not duplicated in many places throughout the county.
Mhm.
So that's its unique contribution, so. And you would agree that when you first walk in there,
I agree.
that's that's what it is. It's beautiful example of an old growth forest, so that's why they wouldn't
Oh,
do that.
right.
Yeah.
They could easily create 5 or 6 parking spots without taking a whole lot of land there. Without interfering with much of the character of that. I mean, you're talking
They're just not
15
gonna-
feet on each side
Yeah.
that,
They're not gonna do it.
well,
Is it because it's not a paid monitored entrance like the others?
They do up on Aladdin up at, Tommy and, Stacy let them, park up there.
Yeah, but that's not the state.
That's not the state that's doing that.
Stacy's
Tommy's doing
saying
that.
you can park there
No, I
and
understand that.
I know.
But
so I have a pretty good relationship with Chris Williams now. Chris Williams actually lived in Brookside and grew up in Brookside,
what
and
is
he's
his
now
position
running Green Lakes.
Oh, well, that's great then. Maybe we can bring this back up to his attention.
Maybe he's willing to.
And I know, and I know Chris, so maybe we
Yeah.
can have some conversation.
running,
Like I say,
yeah.
there's new people involved at the state level too, so we might have some opportunities to look at a few different options, not just one.
I also live in Brookside,
Do I
so,
need to tell
and
them?
my husband uses the park every day, so I am aware of how this has changed over the past 5-6 years.
And there's very nice people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, I don't mind that people. It's just when it's stacked. It
That
just looks like a parking lot.
ex-trustee who is now married.
That's all. And you probably see it all the time. Yeah.
Drew isn't.
And-
Big
and
problem
what
with
it-
garbage too. They used to leave garbage all over the place at one time.
Oh. Well, thank you.
You're
Okay,
very welcome.
thank you.
Thanks for coming.
We'll look at it. We'll get back to you on some
He
information.
has a great picture of the 5-6 cars, but
I mean, and it's
I
not
know,
all.
but it's a public street.
I know.
I understand there's cars that park there. I
Okay,
don't
they
disagree with
do
you.
it in Spring Street too.
Great. I'm not saying
front
I
of the
don't. I'm
apartment.
saying, that I know, I understand your, where you're coming from, 100%. So I think I don't, but we gotta look at things and I will reach out to the state again, see if there's something they can do. And we'll take a look at it collectively to see what we can come up with ideas about. But what happened in the first block, I was just reminded of, is they put no parking signs up there. And those people didn't want cars in front of their houses, or they want to be able to get in and out of their driveways.
Public street there too.
Right.
And now it's private.
Right, so they came to us and we moved the problem back to you. And you're gonna move the problem back to the next guy.
No.
And that next guy's gonna move the problem back.
Actually,
If
you
we
would
keep
have-
saying, yes, if you keep saying no parking.
No, I'm
You're
not,
gonna-
but I think you're misunderstanding me.
I'm
not
gonna
saying-
come up
I'm not
and meet
saying-
with you and look
No, no,
at
no,
the
all I'm
site.
saying is I'm not saying no parking. I'm saying, what if it was just restricted to between houses? That's all. And it already happens in a lot of ways, so it's not really gonna change what's happening right now. Place, and I don't wanna go on, cause it's been a long
No, no,
day for
no.
everybody.
No, you're fine.
The one where it's all restricted. When those people have friends and relatives and everybody, they all park there. It's not, they don't get tickets. And it's fine. I get it. So I don't really report it. There's not it's not really rigid, no parking. But I'm just saying, if people only park between houses, it would spread it out and everybody would have places to park. It just wouldn't look like a parking lot anywhere.
Yeah.
That's my only request.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we need a motion to go into executive session with advice of counsel and with the clerk, just real quickly.
Don't move.
Okay.
Are you doing anything afterwards or
No.
not make any motions?
No,
No motions will be made or?
Nothing here.
nothing will happen afterwards. It's just a quick question for the attorney. Forward.